We are here on our yearly Harry Kane's news. Before it was City, then it was United, and now we have Bayern. This man is allergic to winning trophies, and that's why he'll probably stay this last year at Tottenham. I don't see him moving. I believe he wants that record, but Bayern Munich have been in discussion and in contact with Tottenham over Harry Kane. Now, this is a really big move for Bayern because they are in need of a natural number 9. Since Lewandowski's left, they haven't really replaced him. They did have Choupo-Moting, but come on, lads. You need a world-class striker. You're Bayern Munich. You still won the league, but you had a disappointing Champions League because of a lack of a striker, I believe. And Bayern, if they sign Harry Kane, then obviously their problems would be solved, and they'd have him for the next 3-4 years of him being quality and scoring a bunch of goals. But he actually had a very underrated season. If it wasn't for Erling Haaland breaking the record for most goals in a season, we would have been talking about Harry Kane's 30 goals in the Premier League. But, Haaland took all of the headlines in that matter. And Tottenham also were very, very underwhelming, finishing 8th place. For him to score 30 goals on a poor Tottenham team, to me, was a little bit more impressive than Erling Haaland scoring 36 goals on Man City, who create chances more than Tottenham attack. It's pretty unbelievable because it just shows how much more Harry Kane is prolific than Erling Haaland. I genuinely do believe that. I think Harry Kane this season was more prolific and impressive than Erling Haaland. You might be saying, oh, Harry Kane, and I'm coming from an Arsenal fan, by the way. That just shows how unbiased I am. But in this one, I just value a player that can perform in a team, getting service from Bentancur, Højbjerg, Kulusevski, than a guy who's getting service from De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Phil Foden, Rodri. All those players are giving him service, and this guy was getting service from Emerson, lad. Emerson, my man, it's been rejected more than a lad at a club that's a number 2. You know what I'm saying? But Harry Kane, he made it work, and now Bayern Munich are heavily interested. This guy's about to start crying tears of joy if this guy makes a move to Bayern, because he's going to go from Emerson giving him service to Alphonso Davies. He's going to go from Kulusevski. He's going to go to the Mane, Sane, Musiala, Mueller, all these lads, bro. You're going from, mid-table club to world class, one of the best in the world. But it's going to look like 80 million plus 93 in add-ons, which is pretty insane if you really think about it. But they do value him highly. I don't believe Harry Kane will resign. He hasn't really said anything publicly if he's going to just leave on a free or whatnot. But I do believe, it's going to be very hard for Bayern to add a player in this deal to make it cheaper. It's going to have to be purely cash because Tottenham is out of all European football. So they're just right there with the likes of Crystal Palace and Fulham. Just no European football. You've got the FA Cup, you've got the League Cup, and the Premier League, of course. But I do believe it's time for Harry Kane to leave, lad. You're just going to be the guy who had a bunch of stats and no trophies. You have an Audi Cup to show for yourself in your whole career. It's a preseason cup. Come on, man. But you've got Alan Shearer out here praying that Harry Kane makes the move to Bayern Munich. He's going to take him to the airport because, if you don't know, Alan Shearer has the record for most Premier League goals scored. And he's like, you know what, Harry Kane looks very likely, if he were to stay in the Premier League, to break that record. And Alan Shearer wants no part of his record being broken. He's like, lad, I'll drive you out. No worries. I'll help you move everything. Get you a little spot in Bayern. But I do believe he's going to stay. I do, because he's been very hesitant on moving even to City, where he probably would have won a treble. I think the same thing happens with Haaland or Kane. With Man United, I believe Man United would have competed for Premier League, possibly gone deeper in maybe Europa League or Champions League, wherever they would have qualified. And I also do believe that him going to Bayern obviously guarantees trophies, because Bayern owns that league and they're going to win the league every single year no matter what. With Kane, without Kane, they're going to still manage to win it. So, Kane, you're going to be guaranteed a league, lad. But this is where he's going to go. He's going to go to Chelsea. He's making a home 15 miles away from the training ground of Chelsea. That has to be no coincidence. And I believe Harry Kane is looking at that Alan Shearer record, and he's like, it's right there. And he's going to stay on Tottenham, I believe, this last year. Just fulfill his commitment. And Chelsea are in the same position as Tottenham at the moment. No European football at all after a very disappointing season. But I believe, after this year, Chelsea will make a move to, European football. Maybe they get Europa League, Champions League, whatever it is. And he's going to make a move there. And he's going to be, on a team that's more likely to win trophies. And not only that, he's also going to be scoring goals and going to get closer to the Alan Shearer, record. And at Chelsea, obviously, with the money they're spending, they're a lot more hungry than Tottenham. But this is the start of Tottenham leaving the Big Six, I believe. Once Harry Kane leaves, you're letting go 30 goals a season. If you think Richarlison is going to come in and score 30 goals a season, mate, you're deadly wrong, man. This guy has scored, like 4 or 5 goals that were offside, and all of them he took his top off and scored as if he won the World Cup. Like, the lad scored 2 goals in the Champions League and was in tears. In tears, it was as if he won the Champions League. And now you're going to tell me he has the hunger to replace Harry Kane? Really? Really now? All right, but I'm going to tell you right now, this lad right here is going to go to Chelsea. He will. And United, they're too cheap at the moment unless they get that takeover with the Saudi Arabian owners. I don't see him going there. Man City have already answered the striker problems, and Bayern Munich, in my opinion, is too cheap. They like getting cheaper deals, and they might be on him once he's a free, but I believe Chelsea are eyeing that. They don't have a number 9 as of yet. They do have Lukaku, but I doubt he stays. But Harry Kane will be a Chelsea player next year. They're eyeing him. Pochettino's there too. A lad that's worked with Harry Kane very closely for a while and had his most success. They got to the Champions League final. They challenged for the league second place. So, Harry Kane going to a manager he's familiar with that's literally in the same city, I believe it's perfect for Harry Kane to move to Chelsea. And there's a lot more ambition. I think there will be chances to win trophies at Chelsea a lot more than Tottenham, but Newcastle, in my opinion, has surpassed Tottenham in the Big Six. And once Harry Kane leaves, it's over for him. And Daniel Levy needs to know that it's over for the lads. You're going to be a mid-table team. You're going to be battling with Fulham lads. It's going to be Arsenal are going to be the Liverpool, over here, the Merseyside Derby. And then you're the new Everton. Congratulations. But anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And make sure to comment down below where you think Harry Kane will go.